This is week 3. How's your week been? And how's your training been going so far? I hope it's going well for you, especially if you have been doing the exercises. You'll find that some shifts should have already happened. And by this point, your mind has been made aware of what you want, your unconscious mind, and also it is beginning to adopt those very specific formulas that I shared with you last week, where it would create and begin to create changes at the level where you're unconsciously feeling deserving of what you want from week 1. Now, in week 3, we're going to help you further enhance that by changing the relationship, by improving the relationship that you have with yourself. Now, a lot of us have a very, very good relationship with people we love. However, do we have a very, very good relationship with ourselves? The real question here is, if you treat yourself not as kindly, not as lovingly as you treat other people that you love and or care about, what does that communicate to your unconscious? You're less important? Or what is it? You don't deserve the time? Or what is it? Now, it's very important for you to begin to become totally aware of this, because your relationship with yourself actually is going to dictate a lot of things. In fact, the better you have in terms of relationship with yourself, the easier it is for you to get your unconscious mind to give you what you want. And the easier it is for you to forge and create stronger and better relationships with those around you. And it is also easier in terms of creating business relationships. Now, that external relationship is simply a projection of your internal relationship. How you treat yourself, how you love yourself, or lack thereof, will show up in your other relationships, in your world externally. And so my best advice for you is how important it is, and treat it very importantly, yeah? How important it is for you to treat yourself with the utmost level of love, respect, and care. So let's begin week 3 and talk about what you do to increase that love and to improve that relationship. Now, in the audio recordings, we go into specific tactics and strategies. We will say some of those here. We will not say some of those here. I want to give you a very fresh perspective and easy to understand perspective of, okay, this is how I take good care of myself. But I don't just mean nutritionally or physical fitness and health. I don't mean just that, you need to eat well and sleep well and drink, clean water and treat your body well. I mean mentally, emotionally. What do you think about? What do you say to yourself? What do you treat yourself to if you have achieved a certain goal? Let's begin there. Let's say you set these goals. They're wonderful, ambitious goals that you really want to hit. And let's say you hit them. You achieve these goals. Well, that's great. What are you going to do for yourself after? Some of you may say, no, the goal itself is a reward. I recommend that you actually set a reward for every goal that you have. To improve your relationship with yourself, one key component is to actually give yourself rewards. To show yourself, hey, if I hit this goal, I'm going to get this. And to keep your words instead of justifying out of rewarding yourself. It's very important for you to keep your words. For example, I tell myself that whenever I experience a certain success in my business, one of our key indicators or sales happen or at a certain level, I would reward myself with a certain meal. Now, that's really cool because every time I notice that good thing happen in my business, yeah, I go and reward myself, my unconscious mind becomes more and more motivated, more interested in creating that for me, that event, that good event in my business. Now, this is not the only instance that you get to build a better relationship with yourself. Another one would be, for example, you go to a restaurant. Now, this is a very small thing. You may think nothing of it, but it actually does communicate how much you value yourself. When you go to a restaurant, maybe there's a meal that's just $1, $2, $5 more, but you really want it, but you're like, oh no, but I don't need to spend this money. Well, if you train yourself, and I'm not saying, go and do something lavishly all the time. What I'm saying is give yourself what you want here and there, even in the small things. And if you do that, you're training your mind to become aware that you can have what you want. A client of mine once called me one time and asked me, hey, I really want a Tesla. And this was a car that he really wanted. And he was growing from, the mid 5 figures monthly income we're talking about to he wanted to get past $100,000 a month. And he said, I really want a Tesla, but I don't need it. I'm like, okay, what is it that you need? He's like, all I have right now, what I'm driving right now, that's all I need. I'm like, then what are you asking me about? He's like, well, should I get what I want? Or should I just keep what I need? I'm like, look, if you say what you want, and if you go for what you want, you're training your mind to go for what you say and give you what you say, give you what you want, right? And so your words become commands to your unconscious. If you say one thing and you go and do another, you're telling your unconscious mind that my words don't matter, first of all, and that what I want doesn't matter because I don't need it. Therefore, you don't need to give me something else I want. Yeah? And I told him this is a problem that happened cross-contextually because he wants a Tesla, but he wasn't allowing himself to get the Tesla. He just went for what he needed. Well, he didn't need $100,000. He wanted it. And monthly, we're talking about. And he was doing whatever his number was. And he said, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 was all I needed. And so at that point, his mind knew. So if he continued to not go for what he wanted and just go for what he needed, his mind would continue to not give him $100K. Anyway, after I explained that to him, and he went and took action, he actually went and bought the Tesla. Now, I'm not saying go buy a Tesla. What I'm saying is, in that scenario, he bought a Tesla. And that month, actually, he hit $100,000 in that month. And what's interesting is, how often do you neglect what you want? How often do you tell yourself, I don't need that? That's actually a wonderful opportunity for you to build a relationship with your unconscious mind by showing your unconscious mind that you can have what you want. Now, once again, be wise about how you do this. Yeah. It can begin in the small things. Start with the small things. And then as your comfort level grow and as your level of success grow, you can do it in bigger things or medium-sized things or everything in between. The more you train your mind to have what you want, to get yourself, to give yourself what you want, the easier it is for you to create more of what you want. However, to be very wise about it is very important because you don't just, without priority, put energy into things that don't matter to you, even though you want it. So you need to have a very careful structure of what you really want versus I kind of want it. Yeah. And that what you really want, ideally, contributes to helping you get more of what you really want or the next level. And maybe it has financial benefits. So if you can find multiple ways that your reward will benefit you and what you want will benefit you, then, that is one of the ways to help you make more sense of it. Now, this is not financial advice. What I'm telling you is you need to keep your words to your unconscious. And you need to show that you deserve what you want. You need to show that to your unconscious. Now, another way to build a wonderful relationship with your unconscious mind is literally to take good care of yourself, health-wise. It's very important for you to take good care of your health, not only in terms of what you eat, what you drink, but also what you breathe. I don't know how often you spend time thinking about the air quality around you, but that's extremely important because what you breathe in every second, it does matter. It does matter a lot, and it has a big influence on your health. And also your environment. Yeah, is it clean? Is it well maintained? Are you in a space that's mentally, also now on the mental space side of things, are the words being spoken to you or spoken around you, maybe not to you, but around you, are they wholesome? Are they uplifting? Are they helpful to you?